I need to tell you something that may sound surprising at first. What you focus on, the universe multiplies and gives back to you in ways you may not expect. This is not about luck, chance, or some secret reserved only for a few. It is about a natural law that works for everyone, whether they realize it or not. Imagine for a moment that your thoughts are like seeds. Every thought you hold, every belief you repeat, every feeling you carry inside becomes a seed planted in the soil of your mind. The universe does not judge these seeds. It simply takes what you focus on and grows it into more of the same. If you focus on worry, the universe delivers more things to worry about. If you focus on abundance, the universe delivers more abundance. This may sound almost too simple to be true, but once you understand how it works, everything about your life begins to change. Think about how many times you have focused on something small and then noticed it showing up again and again. Maybe you thought about a certain number and suddenly you began seeing it everywhere. Maybe you were worried about a small problem and it grew into something bigger. The universe is like a mirror reflecting back your focus. What you give your energy to expands. This is why some people seem to move through life with ease, always finding opportunities, while others struggle no matter how hard they try. The difference is not in their effort alone, but in what they consistently focus on. You may be thinking that this sounds impossible, but ask yourself this: why do some people always attract the right people, the right chances, and the right ideas, while others only see doors closing? It is not because they are smarter or luckier. It is because they focus differently. They focus on possibility instead of fear. They focus on growth instead of limitation. They focus on abundance instead of lack. The universe takes that focus and delivers it in greater and greater amounts. This is why understanding what you focus on is so important. Once you begin to guide your attention, you can guide the universe's response to you. Instead of feeling like life is happening randomly, you realize that life is echoing what you project. And once you know that truth, you no longer need to chase success, love, or peace. You attract them by choosing your focus carefully. The real question is not whether the universe works this way. The proof is all around you. The real question is whether you are willing to become conscious of your focus and direct it toward the life you truly want. Because the universe will deliver whether you are aware of what you are planting or not. If you do not understand this law of focus, life can feel unfair. You may work harder and harder, but the results remain the same. You may put in long hours, chase after goals, and still feel like you are not moving forward. That is because when your focus is on struggle, the universe mirrors struggle. When your focus is on lack, the universe mirrors lack. It does not matter how much you do on the outside if your inner focus is working against you. Think about how many times people say things like, "I never have enough money," or "nothing ever works out for me." Each time those words are spoken, they reinforce a focus that calls for more of the same. The universe does not hear the wish behind the complaint. It hears the focus, and it delivers more experiences to confirm it. Without realizing it, many people are asking the universe to bring them more of what they do not want simply by focusing on it so strongly. This is the danger of unconscious focus. When your mind is full of worry, fear, and doubt, you invite more worry, fear, and doubt into your life. It is like watering weeds in a garden and then wondering why flowers do not grow. If you focus on weeds, weeds grow stronger. If you focus on flowers, flowers bloom brighter. The universe multiplies whatever receives your attention. Imagine living your life never knowing this truth. You would keep repeating the same cycles, thinking that bad luck or fate is against you. But in reality, the universe was only giving you back what you focused on. The stakes could not be higher because your entire reality is shaped by your focus. If you do not guide it, you allow it to run on old patterns, fears, and doubts, and those patterns will repeat themselves endlessly. But when you begin to change your focus, even a little, the universe starts to respond differently. Shifting from fear to possibility opens new doors. Shifting from lack to gratitude opens new streams of abundance. Shifting from self-doubt to self-belief begins to attract the people and opportunities that match your new energy. This is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about understanding that your focus directs your future and that one small change in focus can change the direction of your entire life. If you continue to focus on the wrong things, you risk building a life that feels smaller than your true potential. But if you begin to focus on what you want, the universe will expand it in ways you could never predict. That is why this truth matters. It is not just about comfort or success. It is about the difference between living a life of limitation and living a life of expansion. Take a moment right now and imagine your life with true abundance, not just a little more than you have now, but abundance that flows so naturally you never worry again. Imagine waking up in the morning and feeling calm, knowing that everything you need is already taken care of. Imagine opening your bank account and seeing more than enough. Imagine being able to support your family, your community, and yourself without fear. Imagine the freedom of choosing what to do with your day because your focus has already created the foundation for abundance. Hold on to that vision. Really picture it in your mind. Feel the sense of peace that comes with it. Feel the joy of knowing you can give freely, live freely, and create freely. Do not just see the image, feel the emotion of it. This feeling is the key because the universe does not only respond to words, it responds to your energy. When you feel abundance, even before it arrives, you are aligning yourself with the frequency that brings more of it to you. Now ask yourself, what would change in your life if this vision became your reality? What would you do first? How would you treat the people around you? How would it change the way you see yourself? Notice how your energy begins to shift when you hold this vision. Notice how lighter and more open you feel. That is the universe responding already because your focus is moving toward abundance. This exercise may feel simple, but do not underestimate its power. Each time you practice focusing on abundance with your thoughts and feelings, you are training your mind to direct the universe in a new way. You are planting new seeds, watering them with emotion, and inviting them to grow. Over time, this becomes more than an exercise. It becomes your natural way of being. And when that happens, abundance no longer feels like a dream. It feels like your normal life. Focus on this vision as often as you can. Let it become so natural that it feels ordinary. The more natural abundance feels in your inner world, the faster it begins to show up in your outer world. This is not magic. It is alignment. It is the universe delivering back to you what you have chosen to focus on. There are people everywhere who have experienced how focus shapes their reality. Their stories are not about miracles that happened by chance, but about a shift in attention that created real change. These stories are important because they show that this truth is not just theory. It works in everyday life, for ordinary people, in ordinary situations. Think about someone who once carried heavy financial worries. Their focus was always on bills, debt, and what they did not have. Every day they woke up with the same anxious thoughts, and every night they went to bed feeling the same lack. The universe mirrored that focus, and more struggle kept coming. Then one day, they decided to change how they looked at money. Instead of focusing on what was missing, they began focusing on what was already present, even if it was small. They practiced gratitude for food on the table, a safe place to sleep, and the small amounts that came their way. Within weeks, they noticed changes. Unexpected opportunities showed up. Small wins grew into larger wins. The shift in focus created a new flow. There are also people who have used this law in health. A person who always focused on their illness noticed symptoms growing stronger. But once they started focusing on their body's ability to heal, their energy began to change. They looked for signs of improvement instead of signs of pain. They found reasons to feel thankful for every breath, every step, every small sign of progress. Their health responded, slowly at first, but consistently. The more they focused on well-being, the more well-being expanded. Even in relationships, this truth holds. Someone who always focused on how others let them down kept attracting more disappointment. But when they shifted their focus to appreciation, valuing kindness, noticing support, recognizing love in small forms, suddenly better people started entering their life. The universe reflected the new focus by sending connections that matched it. These stories prove that focus is not about hoping. It is not about waiting for luck. It is about choosing what you give energy to and watching the universe return it in abundance. The evidence is not hidden. It is seen in the lives of countless people who shifted their focus and saw their reality transform. Even though the law of focus is simple, many people struggle with it because they fall into common traps. One mistake is focusing on what is missing instead of what is present. For example, someone may say affirmations like, "I want more money," but inside they are really thinking about their empty account. The focus is still on lack, so the universe mirrors lack. It is not the words that matter most, but the energy behind them. If the focus is on emptiness, emptiness grows. Another mistake is focusing on the goal with desperation. Desperation creates tension. It is like trying to hold on to water with a tight grip. The tighter you hold, the faster it slips away. Many people focus on what they want, but with fear that they will not get it. This fear becomes the real focus, and so the universe delivers more fear, more waiting, and more struggle. A third mistake is overcomplicating the process. People think they need long rituals, strict steps, or endless routines. They meditate for hours, repeat affirmations without feeling, or spend all day trying to do it right. In truth, focus works best when it is natural and simple. The universe responds to clarity, not confusion. When your focus is calm, steady, and clear, results come faster than when you try to force them through complexity. Another error is allowing doubt from others to shape focus. If someone is told repeatedly that their dreams are unrealistic, they may start to focus on failure instead of success. This weakens the energy they send out. The universe does not respond to the words "I believe" if underneath the focus is really on fear of failing. That is why it is so important to notice not just what you say, but what you actually focus on deep inside. The final mistake is thinking focus only works when everything feels perfect. Many people believe they must be positive all the time, or else they will block abundance. But this is not true. It is not about pretending life has no challenges. It is about choosing, even in difficult moments, to direct focus toward possibility instead of limitation. You can acknowledge the challenge, but your deeper focus remains on growth, healing, or abundance. That focus becomes the signal the universe responds to. The most important turning point comes when you shift from wanting to allowing. This is the heart of how focus works with the universe. Wanting means you are always reaching, always chasing, always telling the universe that you do not yet have what you desire. Allowing means you trust that abundance already exists and is flowing to you naturally. Think of it like breathing. You never sit and worry about whether your next breath of air will come. You simply allow it, knowing it is always there. When you begin to focus on abundance the same way, with calm certainty, the universe mirrors that belief. Abundance begins to feel as natural as breathing. This shift can be explained through a simple picture. Imagine you are trying to tune into a radio station. If you keep your dial set to static, no matter how long you listen, you will not hear the music. Wanting keeps your dial on static. Allowing turns the dial to the right frequency. The music was always there. You just needed to tune your focus to it. Abundance works the same way. It is always present, but you only receive it when your focus is aligned with it. The shift also means letting go of struggle. Most people believe they must fight, push, or strain to succeed, but allowing is softer. It is about aligning, not forcing. When your focus shifts to allowing, you stop resisting. You stop blocking abundance with fear and tension. You open your energy and the universe flows in. This does not mean you stop taking action. It means your action becomes guided, lighter, and more effective because it is aligned with focus. You are no longer running against the wind. You are moving with it. And when you live in this state of allowing, life begins to feel easier, more flowing, and more abundant. Now that the shift from wanting to allowing is clear, the next step is visualization. But not just any kind of visualization. What matters is entering a natural state. Most people visualize in the wrong way. They imagine what they want, but at the same time feel the lack of it. That creates resistance. It is like stepping on the gas while holding down the brake. The car cannot move forward. Natural state visualization removes the brake. It is not about dreaming of something far away. It is about experiencing abundance as if it is normal right now. Think about how you check the weather. You do it casually, without attachment, simply noticing. That is the same feeling you want with abundance. Imagine opening your bank account and seeing wealth there, but react casually, as if it is just how things are meant to be. See yourself living with ease. Imagine paying bills with calm, giving freely and receiving freely. The point is not excitement, it is normalcy. When wealth feels natural inside, it becomes natural outside. This type of visualization tells the universe, this is my normal state, and the universe reflects it back. Practice this for 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes at night. Keep it simple. No strain, no pressure, no trying too hard. Just picture and feel the state of abundance as something ordinary. Over time, this becomes your default energy, and the universe mirrors it by making abundance flow into your reality. To keep your focus aligned, build small daily habits that reinforce abundance. These are not complicated rituals. They are simple actions that reshape your relationship with money and energy. When you wake up, spend a few minutes feeling wealthy. Not thinking about wealth, but feeling it. Feel the calm of knowing there is enough. Feel the freedom of choice. Feel the joy of being supported. Do this before checking your phone, before rushing into tasks. This sets the tone for the day. Throughout the day, practice wealth breathing. Every time you spend money, whether it is for food, a bill, or even something small, take a breath and think, more is already flowing back to me. When you release money with trust, you invite it to return multiplied. Instead of seeing money leaving, you see it circulating. This small practice rewires how your mind and energy relate to money. At night, reflect on your day from the view of abundance. Instead of noticing what was missing, notice what was present. Appreciate the meals you had, the roof over your head, the resources that supported you. Gratitude from a place of fullness is powerful. It signals to the universe that you recognize abundance, and so more of it is delivered. These daily practices do not take much time, but they build powerful momentum. They train your focus to stay aligned with abundance, even when life tries to pull you into worry. With consistency, they become as natural as brushing your teeth, and their effect compounds. Even when you practice focus and visualization, blocks will appear. Doubt is often the first. Your mind may whisper, "This isn't working," or "This is too good to be true." Remember, doubt is just old programming trying to protect you. Do not fight it, acknowledge it, and gently return to your new focus. Another block comes from the opinions of others. People may laugh, criticize, or call your focus unrealistic. When this happens, do not argue or try to convince them. Their doubt is theirs, not yours. Stay focused on your vision quietly and let results speak louder than words. The evidence trap is another obstacle. This is when you look at your current situation, maybe a small bank account or unpaid bills, and let it shake your trust. But your present state is simply the echo of old focus. It is like a picture of the past, not the future. Keep your attention on what you are creating, not what has already been created. There is also the fear of success. Sometimes abundance does not flow because deep down, people fear what will change if they become wealthy. They may fear losing friends, attracting jealousy, or handling responsibility. If this fear arises, remind yourself that money only amplifies who you already are. If you are kind now, you will be even kinder with more resources. The key is not to avoid blocks, but to meet them with awareness. Each time you notice a block, you gain power. By choosing to return to your focus on abundance, you show the universe that you are steady and committed, and the universe rewards steady focus with steady results. As you continue practicing focus, you will notice signs that the process is working. The first is a shift in your feelings. You will begin to feel lighter about money, less stressed, more trusting. Even before external change appears, your inner world will feel more peaceful. That peace is the foundation of abundance. Soon after, small coincidences will appear. You might receive unexpected gifts, refunds, or chances. You might meet people who bring new opportunities. You might notice money appearing in unusual ways. These are not accidents. They are signals that your energy is aligning with abundance. Another sign is how others treat you. You may notice more respect, kindness, or generosity from strangers and friends alike. Often the universe shows your shift through the way people respond to you, even before money arrives. The most powerful sign is when you stop looking for signs altogether. At this stage, you trust so deeply that you no longer need proof. You know abundance is on its way. This unshakable confidence is usually the step before major manifestations arrive. When you reach this point, you have tuned your focus so completely that the universe has no choice but to deliver. You now understand the law of focus. What you give your attention to, the universe delivers in abundance. This truth shapes your reality every day, whether you are aware of it or not. By learning to guide your focus, you step into your true power. The hook revealed the surprising way the universe reflects your focus. The stakes showed the danger of focusing on lack and the gift of focusing on abundance. The vision exercise taught you how to feel abundance before it arrives. Proof through story showed how real people shift their lives by changing focus. Common mistakes revealed why many struggle with manifestation. The key shift explained moving from wanting to allowing. Visualization gave you a method to make abundance natural. Daily practices helped you anchor focus every day. Overcoming blocks prepared you for challenges, and the signs of progress showed you how to recognize success along the way. Remember, the universe does not care if your focus is on worry or wealth. It simply multiplies what you give it. You always hold the choice. Choose abundance, choose gratitude, choose alignment. With steady focus, the universe will mirror your choice and deliver it in overflowing measure.